Today, we are exploring a critical shift in how we protect our digital lives and businesses. We are talking about zero trust security. It is a strategic imperative because the perimeter you used to rely on is gone, and your security strategy needs to evolve. Let's look at the old way of doing things. We used to rely on the castle and moat model, where we assumed everything inside our network was safe and everything outside was a threat. But that model is broken because today your data and applications live everywhere. We have employees working remotely, accessing data from personal devices, and connecting to multiple clouds. The reality is that the perimeter no longer exists, so we cannot just build a wall and hope for the best anymore. The stakes here are incredibly high. According to IBM, the average global cost of a data breach in 2024 is $4.88 million. That is a staggering figure that could cripple many businesses. And here is the scary part. Most of these breaches do not start with some complex hacking code. They start with a single set of compromised credentials. This proves that relying on passwords alone is simply no longer a viable defense. What is the modern response? It is called a zero-trust architecture. Instead of defending a perimeter that does not exist, we shift focus to securing data and identities directly. This operates on three core principles. First, we verify explicitly, meaning we authenticate based on every data point available, like location and device health. Second, we use least privileged access, ensuring users only have the access they need just when they need it. And third, we assume breach, meaning we act as if an attacker is already present, minimizing the blast radius. In this new world, identity is your new security perimeter, and multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is its cornerstone. If an attacker steals a password, MFA stops them cold because they cannot provide that second verification method. This is a business necessity because it is the single most effective way to prevent credential-based attacks, and it is often required for compliance with regulations like GDPR and HIPAA. However, we have to be careful because not all MFA is created equal. Attackers have evolved, and they now use phishing techniques to trick users into approving simple push notifications. To fight this, we need Phish-Resistant MFA. This means using the Microsoft Authenticator app with number matching, where you have to type a code from the screen into your phone, proving you are actually there. Or even better, using FIDO2 hardware keys, like YubiKeys, for the strongest possible security. Beyond just passwords, we need an intelligent gatekeeper. This is where conditional access comes in. These are if-then rules that govern access to your resources. Every organization should have three non-negotiable policies. First, block legacy authentication protocols that can bypass security. Second, require MFA for all administrators because they hold the keys to the kingdom. And third, require MFA for risky sign-ins, which detects suspicious behavior like impossible travel. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like a lot of work, but it is actually a strategic advantage. A properly configured security strategy is an investment with a significant return. Research shows an ROI of 132 to 353% over 3 years for businesses leveraging Microsoft 365 security. By preventing breaches, you minimize downtime and build a more profitable, resilient business, potentially saving thousands per month compared to buying a patchwork of third-party tools. You do not have to do this all at once. The path to zero trust is a phased, achievable journey. We recommend starting with Phase 1, which is your foundation, securing identity and access. Once that is solid, you move to Phase 2, protecting data and email, which closes the #1 attack vector. Finally, Phase 3 involves endpoint and device governance, ensuring every laptop and phone accessing your data is secure. You do not have to do this all at once. The path to zero trust is a phased, achievable journey. We recommend starting with Phase 1, which is your foundation, securing identity and access. Once that is solid, you move to phase 2, protecting data and email, which closes the #1 attack vector. Finally, phase 3 involves endpoint and device governance, ensuring every laptop and phone accessing your data is secure. There is a new hidden risk we need to discuss, and that is AI-fueled data breaches. Tools like Microsoft 365 Copilot are powerful, but they introduce a challenge. Copilot uses whatever data a user has access to. If your permissions are messy, Copilot might surface confidential files or PII to users who should not see them. Your zero-trust data governance is the essential prerequisite to adopting AI safely. To prepare for this, you need to follow the Copilot readiness checklist. First, eliminate any links by removing anonymous public sharing from SharePoint. Second, audit your permissions and enforce least privilege. Third, implement sensitivity labels to classify documents as public, internal, or confidential. And finally, review and prune external sharing to ensure old partners do not still have access. You have the blueprint, but sometimes you need a guide. A certified partner can ensure success by helping you optimize licensing so you are not paying for features you do not need. They can provide hands-on support during deployment and offer expert guidance to balance security with user experience. We will close with this thought. Security is not a destination, it is a continuous process. The set-it-and-forget-it approach is the biggest mistake you can make. Use tools like Microsoft Secure Score to constantly analyze your configuration. Make it a habit to do a monthly check, reviewing your score, checking for risky users, and auditing admin access. A well-managed security posture is the foundation of a resilient modern business. This presentation was generated by deck2vid.imbila.ai.